on a new show, and for the next hour, the real world just melts away. That's the magic of fantasy, right? It's the ultimate escape. But what separates a good fantasy show from a great one? One that genuinely sticks with you. For me, it's when a show isn't afraid to get dark, to get gritty, and most importantly, to pull the rug out from under you with a twist you never seen twists out there. If you're looking for your next obsession, a story that will have you staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. thinking about it, I promise you, you're going to find it on this list. At number 6, we have a show that took a well-worn format and gave it a fantastic fantasy twist, Grimm. On the surface, it's a police procedural. You've got Nick Burkhardt, a homicide detective in Portland, but then he discovers he's a Grimm, a descendant of ancient guardians who protect humanity from mythological creatures known as Weezin that live secretly among us. So one minute he's investigating a crime scene, the next he's realizing the suspect is basically the big bad wolf. The joy of this show is watching him build this double life, relying on his partner Hank and his kind of a reformed monster friend Monroe to navigate it all. It explores his own heritage and legacy while solving these gruesome, fairy tale inspired crimes. It's clever, it's dark, and it's a perfect example of blending genres to create something totally new. Alright, number 5 is an absolute epic in every sense of the word, The Wheel of Time. Based on the monumental book series, this show is set in a world where time is a repeating cycle. The story follows Moiraine, a member of the Aes Sedai, an incredibly powerful all-female group of magic users on a desperate quest. She's searching for the Dragon Reborn, a prophesied individual who will either save the world or destroy it utterly. She narrows her search down to 5 young villagers from a remote town, but she has no idea which one it is. What follows is this grand, sweeping journey across a vast and dangerous world, pursued by the forces of the Dark One. The sheer scale of the world building, the magic system, the complex relationships, it's just stunning to behold. And the central mystery of the dragon's identity provides this incredible tension that just builds and builds. Halfway through, and at number 4, we have The Originals. Now, this was a spin-off of The Vampire Diaries, but in my opinion, it quickly surpassed its predecessor by focusing on the most interesting characters, the Mikkelsen family, the world's very first vampires. The show follows the siblings, Klaus, the volatile hybrid, Elijah, the noble brother, and Rebecca, the emotional heart, as they return to their ancestral home of New Orleans. The city is a powder keg of supernatural factions, witches, werewolves, and vampires, all vying for control. But at its core, this show is about family, a 1,000-year-old, deeply dysfunctional, violent, but fiercely loyal family. It's a sprawling, epic narrative about power, survival, and the high cost of immortality. And the twists here are almost always personal, rooted in centuries of betrayal and secrets. At number 3, we have a recent one from 2024, Renegade Nell, and the premise alone is just so cool. It's set in 18th century England, and you have Nell Jackson, who is described as clever and brave, which is an understatement. She gets wrongfully accused of murder and is suddenly on the run, an outlaw. But here's where the fantasy element kicks in. Her life completely changes when this little magical spirit, a sprite named Billy Blind, shows up and basically tells her, yeah, your life is about to get way, way bigger than you ever imagined. Suddenly, she's not just a highwaywoman. She's this figure of destiny, getting tangled up in the real political struggles of the time, meeting figures like Queen Anne. What gets me about this show is how it blends real, gritty history with this whimsical, powerful magic. It's not just about sword fights. It's about justice, bravery, and this central question of destiny. The twists aren't just plot mechanics. They're these slow burn revelations about why her and why this magic chose this path for her. At number 2, we have The Witcher. Based on the beloved books, this show is, for me, the pinnacle of modern dark fantasy. It follows Geralt of Rivia, a solitary, genetically enhanced monster hunter, and the show's core thesis is stated beautifully. In his world, humans often prove to be more wicked than the beasts he's paid to kill. The story brilliantly weaves together the interconnected fates of 3 characters. Geralt, struggling to find his place in a world that fears him. Yennefer, a phenomenally powerful sorceress forged from a painful past. And Ciri, a young princess with a mysterious, world-altering destiny. Set in the medieval-inspired land of the continent, the series blends visceral action, political intrigue, and profound character development. The storytelling is complex, the visuals are breathtaking, and it never shies away from the darkness of its world. It's a standout in the genre because it's not just about fighting monsters. It's about what it means to be human in a monstrous world. Our number one spot is a show that had the impossible and that's the list. 6 shows that I think redefine what fantasy can be. I'd love to know what you think. What did I miss? Which one of these are you going to start tonight? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to subscribe for more. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next video.